The busy doing nothing.
Busy doing nothing.
Busy doing nothing.
Busy doing nothing podcast.
I haven't been to the theater.
I seen the cruise.
Avengers
there.
Endgame.
So what is it like? Is anybody in there?
For my niece's birthday, they rented out the theater. So
So you
it
really
was
don't
just me
know.
and my family.
So you really don't know.
They'll probably just set people, maybe a chair or two apart if you're not in the group.
Yeah, I don't think a chair is enough.
It's a price.
They said about,
But if the movie theaters been struggling, they probably like, look,
I wonder if the Pikes Theater is still going to be open because they just opened that shit before.
Yeah.
I was so pissed off about that.
Yeah.
Are they still open though?
I don't know.
Oh,
I know they have. I don't think they have been throughout the pandemic, but Pikes look real rough when you ride past it.
Cause you know they closed the Center Bistro.
yeah.
They don't exist no more.
Damn. So
I like that too.
So I
I
hope the
Center Bistro.
Pikes thrive. Like
if Center Bistro didn't survive it, Pikes Theater might not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Center Beach, well, I don't know because the cost to run Center Bistro probably is way higher than
True.
Yeah,
because they was really serving food like gourmet food and that shit.
right.
Well,
I
not
never even
gourmet.
got to
but
go to
like-
Center Bistro.
What?
You never went?
Never got to go.
I went one
I
time.
went twice.
I went like 3 or 4 times.
I went.
Yeah, I tried this before we went to Pikes. I
That's
tried to go
not
there.
slow,
Huh?
It's two. No, it is like two.
I think
I
it's
thought
another
it was a
one.
one.
I think there is another one somewhere, but I don't. I only know the one downtown.
And it's one like in Harbor East.
Wait a minute, is one downtown?
Not downtown. It was like kind of like by like I think. I don't even think it was the John Hopkins area, but it's like
Is it Rotunda?
yeah.
There, so yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I went. I was like, I ain't never been to one
I
downtown.
thought it was one down Harbor East too.
I was
But
trying
that
to.
might just
It
be
might-
a movie theater.
That just
When
might
I
be
went to
Yeah.
see Endgame at Pikes, I was initially trying to go to Center Bistro, but they were booked up. So,
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to go to see it.
so I was like, well, Pikes might have some availability. They did.
Yeah,
I
like how
I
small
had never got to go to
theater
Pikes.
was.
That's what kind of blew me about that. I hope they not closed down.
I don't know because it's a nice little theater. Like if you want
It
to see a
is.
movie, and you
They
don't
only
have to-
show 2 movies at a time. I wish,
I wish they did a better job of picking movies. That
There
I
we
like.
go. Because it's like, they don't pick
movies
the.
up like.
It's like, I
only
remember
two
that's
theaters, you
what,
only
the
got,
last
like,
movie
head
I
to
tried
toe.
to go to Pikes to watch was the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, but they weren't ever. They didn't have it, so I'm just like, all right, well, fuck it. I guess I'll just stay in the house.
Right.
That was where my effort ended. Like, all right, oh.
They had something else, and I was expecting. It was a real popular movie that I was expecting them to have, and they didn't have. I was like, why the fuck wouldn't you have this?
Yep.
Was it
I wonder what goes into that. Like,
They're
they
probably getting the rights to play
Yeah.
the movie and shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's a pain in the
They
ass.
probably got buy-in to get
Yeah.
the rights and then sell it back to your customers
Because
to make
they
a
keep
profit.
the same movie for weeks, and it's just like, damn, nobody's watching this anymore. Just show something else.
Yeah. I don't know how we transitioned from that to what
I
else
don't
we
know.
have to talk about.
The edible's starting to kick in, so it's kind of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, me too.
Y'all play GTA.
Yes,
Y'all hear this random song, The Bean Kicked In?
the bean kicked in.
Yeah, it's this
Which
nigga.
GTA? 5?
Yeah. It's like, it's this random song. It's called The Bean Kicked In. I don't know if that's the name of the song, but this nigga just be like, it's like, The Bean Kicked In! The Bean Kicked In! It's like,
What channel?
it's on, I don't remember fucking GTA stations, but it's like the,
It's not Radio Los Santos.
it's not Radio Santa, it's one of, it's like the, like,
I usually turn my music off in my games. So.
geeking. I love the GTA soundtrack.
Right, I be listening to
GTA got
the
one of
music.
the
Yeah,
hammerest soundtracks
I be
I heard
listening
in
to
my
the
life.
music on GTA.
Like, I still know all the fucking songs from San Andreas.
Facts.
Mhm.
And Vice City. Because Vice
Yeah.
City, no, not Vice City. Yeah, it is Vice. That's the one based on Miami. That 80s shit. Them 80s soundtracks was lit on there. But yeah, it's a goofy ass song, but it's funny. He's just like, the bean kicked in.
Like, it's songs I only know because of San Andreas.
Facts.
Like, it's a nice day for a white wedding. I never want to hear
If it
this.
wasn't for GTA, I wouldn't know who Billy Idol was. I love that
Country
nigga now.
I hate country music. Every country song on GTA San Andreas, I will sing that shit from front to back. All my exes.
Yo, GTA soundtrack is fire.
It is.
They have.
Are you talking about a new one? Ain't you talking about a new one?
Allegedly.
They added new music like recently because now it's like Megan Thee Stallion in it and shit.
Really?
The baby.
I can't get with GTA because I don't like how they did the dreads on there.
The
Chris is just. I ain't been
that
out.
was really
We was playing GTA like a couple of weeks ago. And Chris said that shit. We was all on that shit. Chris was like, oh, Chris, I'm not trying to hop on there. And he was like, why? He like, I don't like the dreads on there.
I'm only so offended because there's a character in the story with long dreads, and then when you go online,
the white dude?
yeah, and it's a white guy. So they couldn't take that same mesh and just put it online for your creative character.
Part is people walking around in the game with long dreads.
I never even noticed that because I never really played
His
it.
dreads
I used to shoot them.
No, you can't get his dreads though.
No,
Like,
you can't. You only get the
Only
little
get the
cheap
little-
keep dreads.
Yeah.
The little
They're not even cheeky. They're like, what's Angelica done?
Susie Carmichael's.
the Florida nigga dreads.
Yeah, you get the little ass.
So when I seen that after beating the story, I'm like, I'm not playing this. It's such an easy fix, and it shouldn't even have been a problem to begin with, and they just never did it. That game been out for years. I'm like, I'm not
Every
playing.
haircut for Trevor is fucking
Epic.
garbage.
Yeah, they are.
He funny as shit.
I think I just made mine bald.
Yeah, I just made him bald with a beard.
I try to like dress him up, put a suit on, the suit has
It don't
stains
even.
and
It don't
shit.
even look right.
It don't.
He's just like a crazy nigga with a suit. Like,
You should-
Feel that?
Mhm.
Like your suit stink.
But I still don't know how to transition, even though we went to GTA. I mean,
I don't even know how
really.
that was.
I don't even
not
know
one
what
of
we
the
do.
things
What's
we
that
were
other
talking about.
topic? Look, this is hitting me.
It was.
man.
I know. We need a commercial break. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
I'm like, this is hitting me now.
But it was the
Undeniable.
George
This whole
Floyd
conversation
case
said that.
and the Minnesota shooting.
No, the FedEx.
And
No,
a
not
FedEx.
FedEx.
Oh.
I ain't know nothing about FedEx.
What?
It was
You mentioned it, but we never. I didn't. I don't think we.
Yo. Oh, you snorted.
How much of that did you? Oh wow.
It's surprisingly soft. It's softer than I thought it would be, and it's good.
I didn't even. I'm just laughing at y'all. Like I don't even. I don't know.
I don't know what's funny either. So.
But I feel your pain because that's what happened to me. That one time.
Oh my God, we
Could not
crying.
stop laughing. Just tears flowing. I was trying to tell y'all a story.
Oh my God, I'm like crying.
Oh, my stomach.
I feel your pain, Taylor.
You should laughing like this when we have ads about that.
I know whatever it is hilarious. You just can't tell us. You just can't tell us. I
She
know.
started laughing because I said the FedEx shooting. So I said, why the fuck are you laughing?
She's like, that FedEx.
She is really crying.
So what happened with FedEx? Because I don't know
I
nothing
can't
about
say
that.
it now because I'm going to laugh though. So, okay, all right. Let me stop laughing because that's
Oh, I'm laughing. She said she don't know.
I'm going to stop laughing so
Front
that.
pages.
So, the shooting in the FedEx, I don't remember where it was, but the shooting this week at FedEx. This guy walked in with a rifle, and I guess he was kind of it kind of seemed like after the investigation, it seemed like he was targeting members of the Sikh community.
The what community?
Sikh.
Like what's me? Oh, like the.
SIKH.
Okay, like the religion.
Okay.
So,
Oh, is that a religion?
yeah. So he walked in.
Sikh.
Sikh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
said Sikh.
I knew,
Sikh.
I knew what you meant.
Okay.
So
I was trying to put an acronym together, like what does SICK stand for?
he shot and killed 8 people, and I think 6 other people were injured, and then he killed himself. Thing is, but a year before, his mom called the police on him because she said that she thinks her son is suicidal and that he wants to do a mass shooting. Basically, she said, I think he wants to go shoot people up and then kill himself. They came, they didn't find any evidence. They took a shotgun and left with it, but nothing else came of it. So it's like kind of like
His own mama told him that.
his mom said this. Like maybe he should have been committed or something. And,
Plus, if they found a gun and if he had history of mental issues. Or
yeah, but they said he was a year before the shooting, a year ago. He worked at the FedEx, but he didn't have any issues with anybody there. So why he chose to come back to get, who knows? So
Probably just a familiar place.
yeah,
That's fucking crazy.
why can't you just commit suicide and just kill yourself?
That's one thing I never understood. People that want to, if you're gonna commit suicide, if that's your end game, then just start with it. You know what I mean? You don't got to kill other people that's not related to whatever your issue is, just to kill yourself at the end. Like that's a whack way to go out. Like at least let the police shoot you up.
Oh, that's what she said. His mom said that she thinks her son wants to commit suicide by cop. That's what it was.
I was thinking of something else, totally different. But it's like what's the term? Swatting.
Swatting.
It's like a swatting.
It's when people stream. I mean, have to do people streaming, and somebody calls SWAT on them, and SWAT, FBI SWAT team busts in. The goal is to get someone killed while they're on stream. So you SWAT them by calling the FBI and saying, "Oh, it's a bomb threat or something." They come in and they fucking shoot the person to death.
That's what? That's a what?
Swatting.
Is that like a thing?
That's what I'm saying.
It's happened. Yeah, it's happened before.
It's not like a common thing, but it is
So
a thing.
people like say, "Hey, it's a bomb somewhere," and
They'll call,
Or
basically.
it's a terrorist. Or,
Yeah, and then the SWAT team will show up at their house, and basically, if they show up, you're done, son. Like they not taking no prisoners. So basically, they send them to your house on some real live,
Didn't they have in the Corinne Gaines, the girl here?
No.
No.
The SWAT. The SWAT didn't show up. Who showed up
That
at
was-
her house?
Police.
That was regular
Mhm.
police.
Yeah.
And she was shooting at the police, so they got reinforcements.
Yeah. I thought that was
So that's not the same thing.
SWAT.
Okay. And you said there was no real reason why he did it?
Nobody knows. He didn't leave a suicide note. He just fucking did it. But his mom did say a year before she thinks he wants to commit suicide by cop. So he should have been medicated or something. But
So do y'all think that gun laws need to be changed
I think that mental health, there should be more focus on that.
Yeah.
before somebody's able to get a gun?
Yep.
no, before anything.
Before anything, he
Yeah.
owned multiple guns, but
Before anything, 'cause I think if we help more people with mental issues, it would be less, less like it would be more understood. So we would be more equipped to deal with it instead of like everything being like the first time each time some shit happened.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And I'm also on the opposite end where if you get to the point where you going and you shooting up random people, your mental health does not matter to me. Like you gotta go. I'm sorry.
after the fact.
Yeah, that's how I
But
feel
if
about
you
that. If
feel
you're
like you
thinking
want
it,
it,
then
right,
yeah,
you
then
need to
obviously,
be
yeah.
evaluated. You need to be treated.
Yeah,
that
and
didn't
you got my
happen.
support. I hope you get better. But if you go and do it,
I'm not gonna fuck with you.
right, and whatever happens to you,
I will snitch on you. I'm like, no doubt. Don't tell me nothing like that.
but yeah. So then there was that, and then there was the military guy who
Damn.
the military guy in Virginia. He was a lieutenant.
Oh yeah, they pepper sprayed.
Yeah, and they was pepper spraying him, and then the cop was, saying all types of crazy
Oh.
stuff.
Like kind of threatening him. He's like, you should be. He's like, I'm afraid. He's like,
Right.
you should be.
He said something like, you gonna ride the lightning. I don't even know what that means. It sounds kind of
Ride
gay.
the lightning.
But
I saw that video. I was
Up with
upset.
this gay word.
they do though.
We're
Like,
gonna get so
you
canceled.
gonna ride the lightning.
I would think riding a lightning was like do coke or some shit.
It
That sounds
just,
like it.
only thing I can equate it to is either I'm gonna kill you or I'm gonna tase you.
That's what I thought on Taser.
Oh,
Yeah.
ride the
Yeah.
light.
That's the only thing I can think
That's
of.
what
Like,
I thought. I
objectively
thought he
speaking, is I'm
was
gonna
going to
tase you.
tase
But-
him.
Yeah,
But it could also mean I'm gonna kill you.
He's
So.
a clown for saying that though. You wanna
Yeah.
ride the lightning or however you said it. I don't
I mean,
give a fuck
I
how
don't
you
know.
said
That was kind of. It was wrong what he did, but the rider like that was kind of. Let's not attack that. 'Cause-
You feel like that should be a hashtag?
yeah, I like that. That was clever.
it. He clown.
If I'm about to shock somebody, like yeah, he might ride lightning. Nigga. Or if I'm about to do coke, I'm about to ride that lightning. So like it's like, but yeah, it still was wrong.
He a clown.
Yeah,
That video,
in that
I saw-
context, if it was using any other context, I'd have been like, okay, cool,
He had
hashtag
major
it. But
forward points, but he fucked up.
I saw the video. That stuff upset me. Like I'm watching the video the whole time. Like, what is he doing? He is in nothing. Like he is doing nothing. He's asking me what the problem is, and y'all can't answer the question. Just answer the question.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, That's a whole other thing in and of itself, because it's like.
They probably thought he was like some low private or some shit. They probably did some shit like that before.
But he's actually suing the officer personally, and he's suing the state. So I mean, the state one is probably going to, be whatever it is.
Probably gonna settle.
Yeah, I hope
smash
that
that
the
shit.
personal lawsuit.
Oh shit.
I was gonna bring like a couple more fights, but I don't know how strong it is, so I don't wanna.
It's not even super strong, but it did kick in, and it did make us all laugh until we cried. So that's not good.
So that sound like you about
I
to
guess if you get one of those, then it's official. It's a go.
I had a piece in my pocket that I could finish.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna eat it while I was driving, but I don't want this shit to kick in while I'm driving.
That wasn't wrapped up.
Nope.
You just had a naked.
In your pocket. Wow.
I barely wear this jacket, so.
Wait, I don't care. Why did you just?
Are those pockets lined with like
No,
the
they're
fleece?
not. No, they're fucking not. Wait.
It is. It's the fleece or whatever.
What? No. Is that fleece?
I think so.
I don't see
It looks like
anything.
a soft material.
Either way, you just had a raw edible in your pocket. Like,
I mean, in my pocket.
True.
where do we go from here?
I don't know. I feel like we all over the place now. I'm trying to keep it together because I'm the only one that.
You ain't riding lightning.
Man, that's fucked up. Man. That's fucked up. Oh, that's fucked up.
I'm so sorry.
Now we gonna get canceled.
We taking that word now. We taking that.
Right,
You
we
no longer
gonna
own it.
empower it. We gonna give that word some power.
I'm not joining y'all on this crusade.
lightning.
I probably won't say it either.
Oh, fuck.
And then there was also the young kid in Minnesota, Dwayne Wright.
Yeah.
Try to stop.
Okay. All right, I'm finished.
I want some more drink.
Taylor, you gonna be smacked.
Yeah.
I saw you reading the ingredients in that water bottle. She was reading the ingredients to water.
Oh, fuck.
You said he was pulled over for stickers.
He had his
License?
Yeah, his registration.
Oh, yeah.
What the heck? What is going on? What just
I was
happened?
about to drink. Listen, I was about to drink this, right? When this nigga Chris said when he got pulled over for stickers, I was about to drink it. And I didn't want to spit that shit. I went to the stickers. That's why I had to stop and pause like that.
No, because you know you got stickers on the
I know.
His friend is just in there like,
When he said stickers, I was about to I'm glad I didn't take a sip because that shit would have been everywhere.
what was that?
I was wondering, like, what's funny about
Yeah,
stickers?
when I think stickers, I do stickers like regular stickers.
Like,
What?
I know you
stars.
That's what popped in my head, but I know you meant
Like
like
good noodle stickers, yeah.
What?
I'm a good noodle.
I was about to say, you don't know what that is?
No, I didn't.
Oh, man.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so he got pulled over because his registration was expired. And,
Yeah. And he also, when he got pulled over later, they found out that he also had a warrant for his arrest. So
I feel like none of that, I mean, it's still not, none of that justifies.
How do you mistake?
And this, the cop that shot him was not a rookie. So it's like, it's not like you still learning this, you still getting used to this. Everything
Like, that's
about
what
your uniform is
she
probably done the
clearly
exact
sounds
same way every day.
surprised. Yeah, unless she like staged her reaction. She clearly sounds surprised
I
that she
wouldn't put it
discharged
that
her weapon. But how the fuck do you mistake a taser? Like a
yeah, and a gun. I don't understand.
Like,
that.
I
And
know
I'm
it's
pretty
like
sure
the-
they keep both of their weapons on the same spot every day. So it's like, it's nothing but muscle memory. You can't be like, oh, I thought this was
and
my...
you can see like it has the cat on the fucking
It's
taser.
yellow.
Right.
So how the fuck were you not looking at your? Do you mean to tell me you weren't looking at your gun when you had it pointed at
I mean,
somebody?
granted, she probably kept her eyes on the target the whole time.
I mean, but your gun is pointing towards it's in your fucking peripheral. Like
for somebody that's
it. Yeah,
professionally
50%
trained to use a firearm, you know the difference in weight between a loaded gun
And
and
a
a
taser.
plastic taser. So it's like there's no way you can be confused because if you, especially again because these cops probably keep their equipment on the same spot every time. So it's like your gun is on your right or your left side. I don't think there's any way it could have been a mistake. But
How do you fuck that up?
Y'all want to know what the craziest part about that? We probably making assumptions, and that's sad because we have to make assumptions that the city or the police department best interest is safety, but we know it's really not. Because it's highly possible that she hasn't drawn her gun probably in like 12 months.
Right.
It's possible she haven't used that gun in forever, or she bullshit her way through her target practice, but they don't have strict enough, shit in place to like make these niggas be like.
To know that you pulled out a gun and not a
Yeah,
taser.
I
Like,
mean, assumptions aside, you still messed up. There should be consequences
Yeah.
for it. Like, because anybody else at their job, if you mess up like that,
that's the whole
if you-
point of
if-
trying
yeah,
to change
you know, yeah,
the training too. That's why they try to, like, in some places they try and change it, especially there where they at.
There was
Didn't
something that happened here.
When it happened, didn't they try to change the training there? But that sucks because it's a whole year later
Yeah, I mean,
and you still going through some bullshit. Y'all done did the training last year.
Oh yeah, because the same
Yeah.
state George Floyd situation happened.
Yeah.
They said George Floyd girlfriend taught at the school little y'all worked at. I mean, went to school too. I said that backwards. She worked at the school. George Floyd's girlfriend.
She worked at the school that the guy that was just killed by the officer.
That's
She
crazy.
worked. She taught at the school he went to,
Damn.
and he was one of her students.
Damn.
Shit is depressing.
Yeah.
It is,
I'm
man.
gonna eat more of this edible.
What you trying to beat them niggas? Like, no. That was stupid. I'm sorry.
You gotta cut it out, Fred. That's like your second straight.
I don't know where else to go with that. Like, I mean, there was something that happened here in Maryland where Brandon Scott and I think some
fucking Ush Bush.
I haven't heard this. Like,
little Bippy, him and what's her name? The girl, the prosecutor,
Mosley.
Marilyn Mosby. They and some of the other legislators in Maryland overturned Hogan's veto of the police accountability, something they was trying to put in the act. He vetoed it. They overturned his veto to keep it pushing forward. So that's what's up. Because they trying to change policing in Maryland, or at least in Baltimore, and I think
They should.
She doing a lot, like Marilyn movies, because then she like decriminalized like marijuana too.
She said she's no longer prosecuting charges
Yeah.
for
they making
like prostitution, marijuana, and some other stuff.
prostitution, panhandling is no longer a jailable offense.
Right.
Oh wow.
Prostitution, something else, and I don't know if that was what Hogan tried to veto, but they was like, nah,
That makes sense, cause like, why the fuck are you arresting somebody for fucking begging for money?
poor, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, no, like that's not okay.
Right.
I mean, granted, if an officer wants to lock somebody up, they're gonna find a workaround for it.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
at least on his face, he can't be like, I'm
Selling
bringing
your
it.
butt
Man.
was,
I never understood why that was. I mean, I know why it's illegal because you can't monitor it, you can't tax it accordingly. That's the only reason why that and weed was illegal in my opinion.
what the hell is that?
I don't know, but that scared me.
Can you pass that to?
Yeah, that was. I was like, what is that? Your ringtone.
That's not a video game.
It is.
Oh, okay.
It's my mother.
That was heaven.
Yeah, I mean, prostitution should have never been illegal, but I know why they made it illegal. Same reason why they made every other thing that shouldn't be illegal is because they can't tax it.
Same reason alcohol used to be illegal.
Yeah.
It's levels to all of that though. Like it's illegal, and then it creates other crimes because it's illegal. So it's just like now that you done made it, and so that people can do it. What happens to the other parts that had caused it to be illegal, like all the other crimes that tie into it?
I wonder how people who sell weed, how things going for them right now with all the dispensaries.
Right, booming.
Right.
Because it's really difficult. They just recently changed their policies for getting a dispensary product.
Yeah.
Well, nah, you said the people that's in jail?
No, she's talking to people who
Oh.
sell weed, like niggas that's,
Oh, okay. I thought you said the people that went to jail.
Because they making getting your card harder. Because now, they asked me for documentation when I try to get mine. Renew my what's that shit, prescription.
Trying to get me some documentation.
Yeah, but I don't have no. I was like, oh, my knee hurt. They like, oh, you got that? Do you ever go to the doctor for your knee? I was like, probably like a couple years ago.
I got some shit like,
So
hey,
you
I
gotta
got
that
a,
back.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
I
get
got a
some more
history of
doc-
chest pain. What does that get me? How much weed do I
that
get?
loud.
For that?
Do y'all think sex work is empowering?
No.
Is it what?
Empowering.
I don't think it's empowering. But I
Empowering.
don't think it's empowering. I mean, but if it's something,
sounds weird
if
when
it's something lucrative, if it's lucrative, then go ahead and do it. Like it's your body, do what you want.
But do y'all think that
It's
like lifts
empowering.
women, like do that like lifts women like, yes, I can go sell my pussy. Do that make
Some
them feel
women
like-
it might
Some
be
might,
though.
yeah.
Like some women, they probably be just like the situation they're in. They just so down, so that when the dude come around and they got some powerful pussy, they get whatever they want. It probably is empowering for them. But like, I don't, not for me.
I'll be saying like argue on the internet,
Like,
and they be like, if you don't support sex workers, then you don't support women, or you hate
It's not
empowering women. I was like, well,
What?
It's not true.
I was like, huh?
no.
How does 1 + 1
It's
equal
not
push?
women empowerment. Like, that's like the argument they're trying to make that the WAP video was women's. It's fucking not.
It's
But
gonna do what?
you can do whatever the fuck you want to do as a woman, sure. But this is not. Let's not.
That's
say-
not. I don't.
Let's not pretend this is part of women's empowerment.
It's not empowerment. It's just what you want to do.
Is that the same kind of thing as like the slut walk?
It's just
It's not-
embracing. It's embracing your sexuality,
Yeah.
right? Do I think it's women's empowerment?
Empowering? It's not empowering me to do anything. Like I'm not wanting to do anything about this. Like
I guess because okay, if I spin it on his head, I guess I get like the angle. Like women was supposed to be, you know, poised and covered up and blah blah blah, and you know, you can't talk about your sexuality, I guess. And if you look at it, damn motherfucker. Anyway, I guess if you look at it that way, I still don't see it as women's empowerment, but
you can see the angle they're trying to work.
I see that angle they're trying to work. But
I mean, I can see women empowerment being, you know, you don't have to be ashamed of your body. You don't have to be ashamed to talk about sexual experiences. You don't have to. But prostitution, that's a bit of a stretch.
But my thing is with that, like even when they say they like it's empowering, but they kind of the people who be in those situations kind of denounce responsibility. Like, oh, it's not up to me to maintain an image for your child, but like if you're in the business of empowering women or empowering business, you're a role model. So why should you, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like the world is crazy. Like it's hard like dancing along those lines and shit.
I think, I mean, we even live in a world where everybody wants to be right, and they don't want their position to contradict with anything, when in fact that a lot of positions contradict with one another. A lot of people just want to be like that, I'm right, and there is no contradicting opinion, or there is no other side to this. It's just what I'm saying is the way it's supposed to go. Like I came across the age-old, you know, who pays the bill, you know, a man pays the bills, blah, 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 50-50, blah, blah, blah. And it was the one dude that was like, look, if I'm paying all the bills, that house better be, he said, spotless, quote unquote, and I should be able to eat a sandwich off the floor. Now, granted, I don't care how clean a house is, I'm not eating a sandwich off the floor.
I
So,
have 2 cats. I don't give a fuck if you bleach all the. I'm
right,
not eating a sandwich.
I'm never going to eat a
I'll
sandwich.
probably eat off the floor regardless. So I don't know.
You know, we know you would.
But so I feel like it was hyperbole a little bit, but in that aspect, it's just like, again, like how some women will say, you know, I want a dude that's going to pay all the bills. I want a dude that, you know, is going to take care of all the financial
And I don't
responsibilities.
agree with either side.
Are you gonna shut the fuck up if I'm watching?
It
If I pay all the bills, are you gonna shut the fuck up? while
and
I'm
that
watching the
requires a level of that I think the women asking for that don't have. They just don't. Because if they did, they wouldn't be asking for it.
I think it just needs to be whoever you decide to be with.
Huh? I don't know why I'm doing this.
Leo, they're doing
She's trying to see how fast she can spin it before it splash out the
I don't know. I didn't know nobody was watching me do it, and I didn't know why I was
This was a
doing it.
legit 5.
Yeah, it was.
That fucking vodka was disgusting, but that's
That's the
that
kid.
That's the
jalapeno
killer.
really.
You
Oh,
said,
whatever.
yeah.
That's how bad it is.
But
You know,
yeah,
one thing I would never bring here is gin.
yeah, I've never.
I don't think we ever had gin.
Yeah, I would never buy gin. So I mean,
Yeah,
unless
I
one of
don't
y'all
like
buy
gin.
it.
You put it in that
My
bottle
cousin
of
told me it's a dark gin that he had that he swear by. It's pretty good.
I never
I'll
had a dark
pass.
gin.
I never even. I still probably would pass.
That's
But
just evil gin. Oh, I would have won it.
my
I never had a
gin
dark gin.
or my gin.
Majin Buu.
Never mind. My tequila kicking in, so anyway. But yeah, I mean, get it how you live, I guess. If you find somebody that's going to do all that and still not ask anything back of you in return, then cool.
Be all to it.
I think you just need to find who is right for you. Because people be having all of these rules about holiday and expectations of holidays, who's supposed to pay what and whatever.
Meanwhile, sitting on a mattress on the floor.
Yeah, like just date who you think is going to have the, pay whatever portion of the bill they going to pay or whatever. Because
That's what Kevin Samuels was trying to say.
it just don't make no sense. Like
I don't understand. Like, do what you're comfortable with. If I'm in an ideal situation where I can pay all the bills and you do what the fuck you want, by all means.
But would you expect them to keep the home clean?
If they're not working, yes.
the thing is,
If they just like on the
where
home,
do
like,
they get these things? Did their parents do this?
I doubt
Like
it.
sometimes I've been wanting to know, like these expectations that people be having. Did they live in a household themselves
I doubt
that
it.
had these same expectations?
I doubt it.
Because it's just like, come on.
They probably saw it on TV and said they wanted it for themselves.
Some of them grew up fatherless, so they don't know what men are for real.
I mean, granted, I do know that the innate desire for a man is to provide and do everything so that way the people that you care for have to do the least. That's just the natural instinct of any, self-respecting man.
Not if you're a wild animal.
But, you know what I mean?
They hit it
So,
and dip.
for women to say, first of all, and a man is going to do that for whoever he feels is necessary or it deserves that. So, if you have to keep yelling out constantly that this is what you want, you're not getting it. So it's probably a reason why you're not getting it. It's probably because there's something about you that doesn't deserve it. And not to say that you'll never deserve it, but it's not happening for a reason. That's just. That's my take.
And with that, it's like, what are you willing to sacrifice that comes with that?
Right, because everything that you require, somebody that's willing to offer also has their own set of requirements. So you can't be like, I want this, and then when you find the person that can provide that, and they be like, well, in return, I want this, and then you go,
How dare you require
Right.
something of me for giving up so much?
right. So I don't know.
I think our generation has a lot of expectations based off of previous generations, like and stuff that we done seen on TV.
Yeah,
Like-
I would say TV,
Like-
not
like-
previous generations.
Well, just the ideal of what they think supposed to be going on. Because I feel like I have friends that'll probably say, "Oh, my grandparents did it this
Yeah,
way."
my grandparents did.
So that's why I say previous generations, because not your mother, but your grandparents did it a certain
Your grandma
way.
stay at home off.
Yeah, like they'll probably say that their grandparents did a certain way, and they want to still have that same type of like. I guess.
But they don't want to do the same.
But
thing
they don't
their
want to do the
grandma
same
did.
thing that their grandparents
Right.
did.
They don't want to put up with a cheating nigga. They don't want to put
Right.
up with a nigga that's going to be like, where the fuck my dinner at?
Right. So I just feel like people just need to focus on what you gonna deal with, like what's best for you.
I feel like instead of
And the society that we live in right now, like the way we live now, because my grandparents. First
my
of all,
grandparents lived like that.
never
Like
was
my
married.
grandfather paid for everything. My grandmother, I mean, she did work at some point in her life, but as far as I knew her, she never worked. She was babysitting me, so she couldn't have been at work. So, but I've never, ever, ever heard them argue. I never heard her question. I never even heard my grandmother ask my grandfather, "Are you sure?" You know what I mean? Like nothing like that. So like,
Wow, Regina and Larry. Whew.
right?
Yeah.
So it's just like it doesn't work that way because it's like not necessarily to say it gives the man a sense of controllingness, but it's just like
He not gonna put up with certain shit. 'Cause,
Right.
If I can afford to take care of bitch, I can find any bitch.
if I can afford me and you, what makes you think I can't afford just me? You know what I mean? Like
I think it varies by person because my grandfather, he worked and my grandmother stayed at home. But boy, oh boy, like he could not say anything out of the way to her because arguments would start, and she had a nasty mouth. Not had, she's still alive, but like,
I mean, yeah, there's that too.
like the arguments are fucking hilarious, man. Like I remember when I was in high school, my friends would be like, "Can you put me on speaker so I can hear?" Like she used to like two of the most savage ass clapbacks my grandmother had to this day. Like, she's money hungry, right? That's what grandfather is saying. She money hungry. They're like, yeah, my mother told me about you. Said you was money hungry. And my grandmother's clapback was, fuck you and your dead ass mother.
Wow.
Damn.
That's not funny. But
I would have to pull the plug on that one. Like,
another
time
one,
out.
she was washing. I gotta turn around so you can see how funny it was. Like, she was washing dishes one day, and my
Are you actually about to
grandfather-
go to the? Oh,
Oh, I may as well, right? Like,
We got 360, yeah, we got you.
but
Look.
they're arguing,
it's
right?
actually a plate.
I just go over here so you can see the back, so you can see my perspective, right? They're
Move
arguing,
this, move this.
and he's like, man, I don't give a fuck. Blah, blah, blah. So she's trying to block him out because she washing dishes. She's like, shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up. I don't know why.
Should have said over both sides and over both shoulders.
Yeah, she had to. And I had 3 friends over from school, and they were all just like, this is normal. Yeah, I don't react.
Busy Doing Nothing podcast. I am your host, Mr. Freemons. To my left, I have.
Princess, aka Penny D, and to my left I have.
Prince Taylor, aka Doc.
No,
To my
hello,
left I
though.
have.
What the fuck was I saying? Lee.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you go to www.bdnpodcast.com for the full experience. Make sure you go to www.freemindsclothing.com to get your gear. Printy D's Creation on social media for your jewelry. Doc's Castle LLC for your read-ups, your blogs, your artwork, and the Milo Shop for your hair products. And Press On Nails coming soon. Until next time, y'all stay safe. Social distance if we still doing that. I don't know.